The battlefield was silent now, too silent. Smoke moved like gray ghosts through the broken metal towers. Sharp lights blinked from fallen ships. And in the center of the ruins, a human medic named Reed walked carefully, his boots crunching on burned glass. He was looking for survivors, but he did not expect to find her. Reed's flashlight stopped on a strange doorway half covered by collapsed stone. A soft blue glow leaked from inside. Something, or someone, was still alive in there. He took a slow breath and stepped inside the hidden chamber. The air changed. It was colder. He could feel it. Someone powerful was here. Reed moved deeper until the glow brightened. Then he froze. There, lying against a shattered pillar, was the Aurelian Queen herself. Everyone in the galaxy knew about her. Tall, strong, deadly, beautiful in a strange alien way. Her skin shimmered like liquid gold, and her eyes glowed like hot stars. She was famous for one thing. No one touched her and lived. Reed's heart pounded. He knew he should turn and run. But the queen was wounded, deeply wounded. A long cut ran across her ribs, bleeding with silver light. She lifted her head just a little, her voice low and sharp. "You, human?" Reed raised his hand slowly. I am a medic," he said. "I just want to help." A queen did not need anyone's help. But she was too weak to stand, too weak to stop the bleeding, too weak to hide the pain in her voice. Reed knelt beside her. Every instinct screamed that he was insane. Touching her was forbidden. Even looking into her eyes too long was dangerous. But the wound was getting worse. He opened his small medical kit. His hands shook as he pulled out a cloth and a small bottle of cleanser. He whispered, "This might sting." The queen stared at him without blinking, her chest rising slowly, her jaw tight. Reed leaned forward and gently pressed the cloth against the wound. The queen inhaled sharply. A ripple of gold light moved under her skin. Reed thought she was about to kill him, but she didn't move. She only watched him with burning eyes, as if trying to understand something new. He cleaned the wound carefully, slowly, quietly. His heartbeat was louder than the battlefield outside. After a few seconds, he pulled his hand away to get new bandages. He didn't even finish turning his wrist before. Her hand shot up. Fast. Strong. Unbreakable. She grabbed his wrist. Reed stopped breathing. The queen's eyes locked onto his, her voice soft but filled with command. "Do that again." Reed swallowed. "Why you want more cleaning?" Her grip tightened, not painfully, but firmly, like she didn't want to lose the warmth of his touch. "Do it," she whispered. Reed slowly nodded and moved close again. The moment his fingers touched her skin, the glow under her body returned. Brighter this time, like her whole form reacted to him. Suddenly, heavy footsteps echoed from outside the chamber. Alien guards, getting closer. If they saw him touching their queen, he would die instantly. The queen's eyes narrowed. She pulled Reed toward her and whispered, "Stay close. Do not move." Darkness swallowed the chamber as the guards entered. The chamber went completely silent. Only the sound of distant footsteps moved through the cold air. Reed didn't dare breathe. He was pressed so close to the queen that he could feel the heat of her skin, the soft pulse under her arm, the strange golden shimmer that came alive every time he touched her. The Aurelian queen kept one hand on his wrist, holding him behind her injured side. Her other hand rested on the stone floor, steady but tense. Her eyes faced the dark entrance as two Aurelian guards stepped inside. Their voices were sharp and metallic. "Your Majesty, are you alive? We sense your blood. Who attacked you?" The queen did not blink. Her voice came out strong, much stronger than Reed expected. "I am alone." Reed's heart slammed in his chest. If they saw him, if they smelled a human, he was finished. The guards moved closer. Their armor glowed red in the dim light. Reed felt the queen tighten her grip around his wrist, pulling him even closer to her side, hiding him completely behind her body. One guard lowered his head. The traitors still roamed the outer ruins. "We will search the area." The queen's voice grew colder. "Leave!" Both guards bowed, turned, and walked out. The moment their footsteps faded, the queen let out a slow breath and released Reed's wrist, but only slightly. Reed finally whispered, You protected me." The queen turned her head, her golden eyes glowing softly in the dim blue light. There was no anger in her face, only confusion, and something he had never seen in a ruler's eyes before. "You helped me," she said, "and no one helps me. Not without a reason." Reed shook his head. "You were hurt. That is enough reason." The queen looked away for a long moment. Her voice came out quieter. "Pain," she repeated. "Humans speak of it so simply." Reed cleaned his tools again, trying to steady his shaking hands. "Your wound is infected. I need to finish treating it." She nodded, but her expression softened in a way he didn't expect. She lifted her arm slightly, revealing the deep silver cut again. Reed leaned closer and gently placed the cloth against the wound. The queen flinched, not from pain, but from the warmth of his touch. Golden light rippled under her skin, brighter than before. Her breath caught for a moment, as if she didn't know how to react. Reed finally whispered, "Why does your body glow like that?" The queen closed her eyes briefly. "It reacts to emotion." Reed blinked. "Emotion? You mean pain?" No, her voice was almost embarrassed. "Something else." Reed didn't push. He kept cleaning the wound gently, and the more he touched her, the more the glow returned, soft, warm, like the shimmer of sunrise under her skin. Her voice suddenly dropped to a whisper. "Do you know why I am here, human?" Reed shook his head. "This wound," she said quietly, "was not from battle. It was from betrayal. Someone inside my palace tried to kill me." Reed stopped cleaning, stunned. Someone tried to assassinate their own queen. She looked at him with a strange softness. "And now," she whispered, "you are the only one I trust enough to touch me." Reed felt his chest tighten. Outside, new footsteps echoed. Louder, closer, more than before. The queen's eyes widened. "They found us again," she said softly. "And this time, they won't leave so easily." The footsteps outside grew louder, many more than before. Reed's pulse quickened. The queen pushed herself up slowly, her body still weak, but her eyes sharp with warning. "They are rebels," she whispered. "Not loyal guards. They came to finish what they started." Reed swallowed hard. "And they'll kill you if they find you like this." She turned her head slightly toward him. "And they will kill you first, human." A loud crash echoed through the chamber entrance. Dust fell from the ceiling. Reed instinctively grabbed the queen's arm to help her stand. The moment he touched her, her skin glowed bright again. Warm, alive, almost comforting. The queen froze for a second, surprised by her own reaction, but she didn't pull away. "We must move," she said quietly. Reed wrapped her arm around his shoulder, supporting her weight. She allowed it, something no Aurelian ruler had ever allowed from a human. Step by step, they moved deeper into the broken chamber, toward an ancient corridor hidden behind ruined stone. The rebels burst into the outer room. Voices filled the air. "She must be here. Search every corner." Her blood trail ends inside. Reed's grip tightened. "They are close." The queen's breath was unsteady, not from fear, but from exhaustion. "You should leave me," she whispered. "Save yourself." Reed shook his head. "No, you don't understand," she said softly. "I am not good. I was not made to be kind. I was made to rule with fear." Reed kept moving. "Maybe you don't want that." The queen step slowed. Her golden eyes turned toward him, confused. "Want?" she repeated. "No one ever asked what I want." Reed guided her into the narrow tunnel. The walls were cold and old, carved with forgotten Aurelian symbols. The faint glow from her skin lit the dark path. "You asked me earlier," she said quietly, "why my body glows. It is not pain. It is not fear." She paused. "It is connection." Reed blinked. "Connection with what?" The queen's voice dropped even lower. "With you." Before Reed could speak, a sudden explosion shook the corridor. Debris fell behind them, sealing the entrance. The rebels were blocked. For now. Reed checked her wound. "We need to rest a moment." She leaned against the wall, closing her eyes. For a brief second, she looked nothing like a feared ruler. She looked tired, lonely, real. I never wanted the throne, she whispered. All my life, I followed rules I did not choose. I gave orders. I punished. I acted strong, even when I felt nothing inside. Reed sat beside her, trying to catch his own breath. Then why did someone try to kill you? Because I stopped pretending, she said. Because I tried to change things. Reed stared at her. You don't seem like a monster at all. Her eyes softened. You see me differently. No one has ever done that. Suddenly, the ground trembled. A heavy blast hit the far wall. Rebels were breaking through again. The queen grabbed Reed's hand. Firm, urgent. We must run, she said. If they capture me, the palace will fall. And if they capture you... Her voice cracked for the first time. I will lose the only person who ever treated me like something more than a weapon. Reed stood up quickly, pulling her to her feet. Then we escape, he said. Together. Her glow returned, bright, warm, fierce. For the first time in her life, the queen smiled. Just a little. But real. Together, she whispered. And they ran as the world behind them exploded in fire. The tunnel shook again, harder this time. Dust rained from the ceiling. Reed pulled the queen forward, helping her run even as her steps grew weak. Behind them, the rebel shouts echoed like angry thunder. They are almost through, he said. The queen tightened her grip on his hand. There is an exit ahead, an old chamber that leads to the surface. They reached the end of the tunnel, an ancient door covered in symbols that glowed faintly when her hand touched it. The stone shifted with a deep rumble, opening into a vast circular room lit by soft blue crystals. But they weren't alone. A group of rebels stood inside, weapons raised. Reed stopped instantly. So did the queen. Her breath caught in her throat. The rebel leader stepped forward, his voice dripping with victory. Oh, your majesty, you are finished. Reed moved in front of her before he even realized it. His hand shook, but he lifted his chin. If you want her, he said, voice trembling but loud, you go through me. The rebel stared at him like he was insane, a human medic standing against armed killers. The queen's eyes widened, shocked. No one had ever stepped between her and danger before. Not a guard, not a general, not anyone. A warmth spread under her skin, glowing brighter than ever. She whispered, almost to herself, you foolish human. The rebel leader laughed. Kill him first. He raised his weapon, and in that instant, everything changed. The queen stepped beside Reed, her hand touching his arm. The glow from her skin burst into a brilliant wave of golden light that filled the entire chamber. Reed shielded his eyes. The rebel staggered back. The queen's full power awakened. Her voice became deeper, echoing like living fire. You will not touch him. With a sweep of her hand, a force of energy exploded outward. Rebels were thrown across the room, armor cracking, weapons falling. The leader crawled backward, terrified. This is impossible. You were injured. The queen stepped forward, her strength returning with every breath. He healed more than my wound, she said softly. Reed stared at her. He didn't understand what she meant, but he felt it. The connection, the warmth, the bond that grew stronger with every moment they had spent together. Another blast shook the ground. But this time it wasn't rebels. It was the royal guard, dropping from sky transport above. The ceiling opened as bright blue beams of light descended. Elite soldiers landed and immediately knelt. Your Majesty, we came as soon as your signal activated. Are you hurt? The queen lifted her chin, regal once more. I live, she said, because of him. She pointed at Reed. Every soldier turned toward him. Their eyes widened. A human, touching the queen, standing beside her, still holding her arm. The highest guard bowed his head deeply. We owe you everything, healer. Reed swallowed hard. I just cleaned a wound. The queen stepped closer, her golden glow softening. Her voice dropped to a private, quiet warmth. No, she whispered. You stayed. The soldiers watched as she placed a hand gently over Reed's. For saving my life, she said, I declare Reed, human medic, the royal healer of the Aurelian queen. Reed's breath stopped. This was a sacred position. No human had ever been allowed near the throne, let alone this close to the queen herself. She leaned closer, her voice only for him. "You once asked why my body glows," she whispered. "It is because of connection. And now, I do not wish to break it." Her eyes burned softly, glowing like starfire. "Do that again," she said. Her voice warm, gentle, almost shy. "Stay by my side." Reed didn't know what the future held, danger, war, or peace. But in that moment, he knew he wasn't going anywhere. And the queen smiled.